A country's institutions, policies, and programs depend on who holds power. This was already noted centuries earlier by French thinker Frédéric Bastiat. I quote, "When plunder becomes a way of life for a group of men living together in society, they create for themselves, in the course of time, a legal system that authorizes it and a moral code that glorifies it." End of quote. The greatest harm that has been done to economics is to disassociate it from its original nature as political economy.
Thank you very much for your invitation, for your kind invitation. It's always a privilege for me to be with you and talking about this important matter of the world. At least I see the need that we have to move in the direction of the integration of majorities and minorities. And this ethnically or racial or economical or religious difference has to be separated. Nevertheless, in South America, at least, we don't have that concept of nation integration. I don't think that our independence 200 years ago were enough to integrate all of the population in South America. And that's a work that we have to do. That's a job that the world have for this century.
The blue country on the left is my country, the country of Ecuador. You can see the size of Brazil. Brazil is bigger than the rest of the countries of South America combined. And this represents that we have a system here. If you see the Amazon River that goes to the Atlantic, of course it belongs to Brazil. But all the countries that surround the Amazon, the Guyanas, the former Guyanas, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, etc., are contributing to the river. So when we have shared resources, limits between countries do not count. This is my country, Ecuador, and I am going to refer to a situation I lived as mayor of the city of Quito, that I think include many of the points that His Royal Highness made this morning.
President Reagan, Mrs. Reagan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for my wife and me, it is a great satisfaction to be received on this state visit by you, Mr. President, and by your wife. It is always a pleasure for a president of Ecuador to visit the United States. The long tradition of friendship between our peoples and the identification with the same democratic principles makes the return of an Ecuadorian chief of state to this great country not only enjoyable, but also stimulating. The fact that the United States of America and the rest of our continent share the same historic goals
The Cuban issue seems to be solving itself, finding a way out. There's a majority of countries, not a two-third majority, but a simple majority, that believe sanctions should be lifted, and there's going to be apparently a change in the rules in the meeting at San Jose, Costa Rica, which will solve the Cuban problem. Now, another problem of greater importance, which is becoming an issue, a very deeply felt issue, is the Panama Canal. In Latin America, there's a tremendous amount of solidarity. It's not a problem between Panama and the United States. It's Latin America and the United States. And we understand in Latin America that many Americans understand the problem and would like to see a solution. And it seems that the State Department, through very able negotiators, and the Panamanians are finding practical solutions that will bury a situation that is best forgotten, and that the present treaty should be replaced by one that would be fair to all.